Hello again. We'll be looking at the unit circle today, how it is structured, what it looks like, how we use it, and not terribly deep this time. We'll do that when we come into some more advanced things. Right now, I just want you to look at what it is, and so that you kind of know what we're talking about. All right, we'll get started then. Start by drawing a circle, and we have a simple, a little like a almost looking through a rifle where you aim at something. So we have a circle and then this yellow cross, and then what we're going to do is we'll draw in right over here a triangle. And when we do that, we use the one side will have a value of 1. No matter what you do with the triangle or where you have it, the side that goes from the middle of the circle out to the side, no matter where you are, the length of that one will be 1. That's really, really important. So it's always 1 unit of whatever it is you're doing. You could say 1 meter or 1 centimeter or just 1 unit of measurement, and everything else will be proportional to that. So let's take a little bit more here. We have the angle will be part of what we're looking at. It'll always build a right angle there, and as triangles go, you're going to have a side here, a side there, and then the longest side is the one that is length 1. And don't get caught up on, yeah, but 1 what? The whole idea is this, that it can be applied to anything. So the concept is the unit circle. So it has 1 for the measurement from the middle of the unit circle out to the edge. Okay, let's take a look a little more. We're going to call the side down here X and that Y. And that's because this is the X line and this is the Y line. So we're going to be using the same Cartesian kind of measurements that we've been using before. So it'll follow the number lines, and that way it doesn't get strange. Didn't have to use X and Y, but that's the praxis. That's pretty much standard. Now when we have the triangle drawn inside the circle, there's a place right on the edge of the circle, right on where you actually draw it, where there's a point, and that point will have this as its coordinate system. Now see, that X is this X and this Y is that Y. That's really, really important. And you could convince yourself of it by thinking this way. Remember when we did basic trigonometry and I drew you a triangle. We had a triangle like this, and we had a right angle there, and we had the different angles, and we said if you have the sine of this angle that I just drew there, it will be this divided by that. And that's what we have over here. The sine of this angle, this V, it's going to be y divided by 1. But what's y divided by 1? It's just y. Okay, now think about it for a second. If you need to pause this, because this is the biggest, most important part of the unit circle that we're going to be dealing with. And that is that this angle here is related to these sides through sine and cosine, and even tangent if you want to get into that. But right now, let's just do the sine and cosine. Let's take a look a little bit more here, and there we go. The sine of V, in other words, this. And we know from basic trigonometry that it's defined as the length of this side divided by the length of that, which is 1. Okay, now that's going to be real easy. That's just y. So the length of this side becomes the coordinate for it. Let's take a look at another one. Cosine of the same angle. Now remember what cosine was. That was this side divided by that side, okay? And the nice thing about the unit circle is that that longest side is always one of whatever. So you're going to always end up with a coordinate system where the point is on the circle and the coordinates are always x and y, meaning the length of that side and the length of that side. Now, if you want tangent, you can do the same thing. And remember the definition of the tangent was the sine divided by the cosine. And since each one of those, as you can see here, when we're using this particular one, the ones just go out and all that's left is y divided by x. So it's also very easy to follow. So the single most important concept here is that in the unit circle, we have the one side of the triangle will be 1. And the other sides we're going to call x and y. And that it doesn't matter where you draw it, always have 1 right there. You could draw this any old place you want, and you will always have coordinates. Later we'll be doing it when we leave the first quadrant. I don't want to overburden you the very first time. The ideas are all very similar. You always have a coordinate. It's always going to be representative of these sides. And we make slight modifications when we come, say, down here because you simply have a very large angle there. But we can still look at it as a triangle of that. All right. Hope that helps. We'll be doing more later. See you next time.